Hi, you guys. Welcome to December week 2. I bet your kids are all getting excited. It's almost Christmas. Okay, so I will sorry, trying to get my brains put on right here. So this week, kind of the same thing as last week. I'm trying to keep it very simple, very easy, so that you can do more stuff, you can do less stuff. I wanted to show you because I know I totally spaced it last week and didn't show you, and then I know some of you said you couldn't see the videos, but there's these little cards, these little Christmas cards, and these are the syllable cards to kind of go along with your literacy centers, or just like a fun game you guys can play, or just some practice throughout the day, or whatever you have going on. If you did a couple cards each week, I really like cutting these up and putting them like in a little basket or a bowl, or like a fun like Christmassy container if you have something, or the dollar store has a ton of them, but it just kind of makes it more fun. And then I let them pull out the card and we'd say what it is, right? Like maybe it's star. Okay, so they pull it out, they would say star, and I'd say, okay, let's clap the syllables. Ready? Star. Or we say clap the beats, okay? So star, 1. And then they can throw it back in the bowl, and we mix it up and we pull out another one. And maybe it's present. So then we clap it out. Present. 2. But it's just to get them, they know we have to master this. This is a kindergarten skill. I just feel like if they start to hear it now, when we move on to doing things like rhyming and we start breaking apart words and they can start hearing these chunks, if they know what syllables are and it's kind of in the back of their brain, it just makes all of that so much easier. So just something I like to kind of get them thinking about. Because after we come back from break, like January, we'll kind of start flirting with some rhyming. And then in February and March, we do a lot of rhyming. It's kind of our big rhyming units. It kind of goes along with like Reading Week and Dr. Seuss and all of that jazz. So if we can start talking about syllables now, that's better. Another thing we're going to do this week that you can do in their literacy centers is I'm going to have a bunch of gingerbread stories, like all the different gingerbreads. You could do a really fun, like compare and contrast. You can do these retail cards. One of the kindergarten standards is, can they use some picture clues to help them retell a story? Eventually, we want them to be able to like hold that knowledge in their brain and be able to retell a story to you without using picture cards. But this is just kind of a fun way. I think I told you a little bit about in the video that you could say, oh, the little man, the little woman made a gingerbread man and he ran away. And he ran away from the pig and the dog and the cow. And then he got on the fox's back and then the fox ate him. However they want to retell the story. But those are little cards to kind of help them think it through. Another one is the presents. There's ABCs on the present. So they could either match it to the tags that have the pictures. So they sound it out like watermelon and they find the W and match them. Or there's also the lowercase letters. So you could have them match all 3. Like, can they find the present and the 2 tags that go with it? You could hide, like Olivia's, we're still just trying to recognize letters. So for Olivia, I'm just going to put these in, like, kind of a couple of them around the house, like the ones from her name. So I take all the letters from her name, and we just kind of play with those letters because that's just where we're starting out at. But meet your child where they are. Like, if they know all the letters in their name and they can recognize them, then maybe see, can they do the uppercase and the lowercase letter in their names? And then if they can, some of the letters that we've already talked about and introduced, like S, M, A, T, B, pull those out. Can they recognize those names if you tape them on the wall, or you jump on them, or put them in a sand tub or a bean tub, or whatever you're doing to play with them, or sprinkle a little bit of flour on a cookie sheet and have them write the letters. Anything we can do to just get that in there. If they're ready, you could even have them, and this would be only for my really, really high kids. I don't know if the other kids would be ready yet, but you could also have them draw out a tag and then see like jam. Can they write all the sounds that they hear in jam? Okay, or the word key, k, e. So they're probably going to spell it K-E or C-E. and that's okay. We only care about phonetic spelling in preschool. Maybe they'll do ear, okay? Grape. Just try to see if they can get the sounds. We're not going to do any magic E's or blends or anything like that. Just see if they can draw out and sound it out. A lot of different ways you can play with those little cards just to have some fun for literacy centers if they don't feel like everything they're doing, you know, is like super intense. Another thing I have for you guys, and a lot of this stuff, honestly, I'm going to encourage you guys to take a lot of these things that I have in this December packet that I made for you and stretch it out through all of Christmas break, okay? You don't have to do it all right now. If you've got a lot going on and you're trying to wrap presents, I mean, I feel like I'm going crazy right now. So much to try to juggle. My Emma goes back to school next week, so we're trying to hurry fast, get her ready for that. So I get it. Life is crazy. So spread it out over the whole break. I'm going to try to give you guys a lot of really fun things to do, a lot of directed drawing, a lot of fun stories to read, books or movies or all sorts of silly stuff that you guys can do that just kind of makes learning fun and engaging over the next couple weeks. Another thing I have is there are a ton of these kind of Christmassy worksheets just to practice writing their letters and then seeing if they can write A to Z by themselves, uppercase and lowercase, just uppercase, just lowercase. Honestly, meet them where they're at. There's also some number ones. Can they figure out what numbers are missing? Now these are to 20. So these T numbers might be really tricky. So help them with it or stop them at 10. Just have them be like, stop, be like, oh, you do the first half, I'll do the second half. Just stop them. I just know some of the kids are ready. Or you could just have them practice it, write it, and then try one of the ones by themselves, whatever works for you guys. And then this week and next week, or even into break, we're going to be doing, just kind of reviewing some numbers, just to try to get it in our head. So like we're going to be like bingo dotting them and stickering them and glittering them and painting them and whatever we can come up with to do the numbers. So that's all those ones in there. And then to go along with the numbers, our goal is to make sure that they, the most important thing in preschool is a solid foundation in knowing numbers within 5. So whether you like they need to know it inside and out. Like, can they basically even like add and subtract within 5? Like, it's just 5 a concept that they totally understand. So you can try it with putting like, take out like 5 pieces of candy, all right? Like 5 M&Ms or something, and then hide 2 of them. Okay, and then have them tell you, oh yeah, 3 are showing, how many are hiding? And that's a really fun game to play, just to get them to start to understand all about the numbers if they're ready. But just see if they, like, we want them to be instant, just like you are. If I showed you 4 things, you'd be able to tell me 4 like that. That's what we want them to be able to do. So whether it was 4 candies, 4 pencils, 4 markers, 4 people, 4 dots, 4 things on a 10 frame, whatever the situation is, we want them to recognize numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 almost instantly, like that it is so easy for them to do. So find ways to practice that, arrange it in different ways. 5 is not always going to be in a straight row. Sometimes it holds different patterns. It's not always like a dice. Like sometimes it's grouped 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 3 and 2. Like just start to play with all of those types of things. And that's kind of our big purpose for numbers 0 to 4 right now, because when we come back in January, we're going to start with 5, and that usually is kind of like this like mind blown when they start to find out all that they can do with numbers and what they're understanding and the addition and the subtraction, and all of a sudden we get into some really cool math that's really exciting, and then we're going to build on it from there. So after 5, we're going to do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then all of a sudden they're able to do just some super cool crazy math. You guys are going to love this. I think we're going to move on with some of the music stuff we're going to play around with. If you have some water bottles, hold on to them. We're going to be making some like different kinds of shakers. We're just going to be playing around with some more music stuff, like turning these into like I don't know. We're just going to add all sorts of weird stuff into these and see what kind of music we can make. That's kind of our, like, music for the month or music for the week. And then there's also the Christmas coloring pages. I'll send you those in case you don't have them, and the Santa letters. So we're going to start Santa letters this week as well. They look like this. So there's dotted line ones for those that are ready to be writing like crazy, or you can use the single lines if they're just still scribbling, and then I usually write what they say. So it just says Dear Santa, and then I usually always make them write their name, and then we try to do our best job coloring it. Then we get it to Santa. But so that's kind of the, oh, sorry, and one more thing. I know this is a long video. I also have in the packet a ton of crafty things for us to do. So I'll be showing you guys some of that stuff. And one of the things this week is to make this little tree. So you can either rip the tree or cut the tree. We're gonna make a little tree, and then I think it's darling to let them dip their finger in white paint and dot all around to make the cute tree. This was my Emma's when she was in preschool. Now she's all big and grown up, but look at that cute little name. Ah! This is why I love preschool art projects, because look at that name with our little A circle with the tail. Oh, so I love this. And we put a little star on top. But so that's the little tree project that we're going to do this week. And then from last week, I finally found it. I knew I had it somewhere, but these are the little reindeer ornaments. If you haven't done this yet, it's like my favorite thing. You can use red or green paper. This is actually my hand. But you just paint your hand brown, put it on, and hot glue on the googly eyes and the little red puffy nose. And then I just add the little ribbon to hang it on our tree. And it is a super fun thing to make for like grandparents or aunts or uncles, and it's so inexpensive but such a cute little thing. And then in the past, I've made, my kiddos have just made like a whole bunch of these, and I've used them as tags to give to the grandmas. So I'll say on the back like, to Grandma Love Olivia or whatever, and this is what I used to hang on her little present. And then it's just the sweetest thing that ever did me, and it's so easy to do. And then one more thing I wanted to show you, just kind of an extra project. Oh, his eyeball fell off. But this is another one that I just love, preschool projects. Like this was Emma's when she was in preschool. His little eyeball fell off. But we just do a circle for the head to make this cute little elf, and cut out some ear shapes and a pink nose. And then sometimes we use cotton balls or paper. This year we used paper. That was Jackson's. He used paper. Oh, I think this was Jackson's from when he was teeny tiny. Look at that, so cute. But just the circle, and look, I even ran out of paper, so I just cut it out. But circle for the head, little pointy shape for the hat. We used red paper, but you could use the cotton balls to make it cute, and you could even add a little topper. And then I just kind of cut some funny triangle pieces to kind of make like that elf collar. I'm gonna glue in some googly eyes just to make a cute little elf guy. And then you can even cut out like little ears and cute little pink nose. And that's the hat shape. And then here's how I just kind of cut out some kind of weird looking triangles to make the little collar. And then for the little thing around the hat, you just cut a little bumpy guy. So that's the cute little elf craft. Easy peasy. So it should be a lot of fun stuff. And then next week, I'll just kind of introduce all this stuff for kind of like weeks 3 and 4 of December. It'll just kind of be like a lot of fun stuff that you don't necessarily have to do since it will be like Christmas break. But anyways, thanks you guys. Hope you're having an awesome week. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.